Going on, people of TikTok and YouTube? I'm going to upload this on both my channels. This video is a shout out to my boy Ryan, who recommended this video. So today's Star Wars themed video, we are going to talk about lightsabers and lightsaber different colors. But to start off, where do we start off but to, talk about the color of the lightsabers. Now, in Star Wars, there has been a lot of different lightsabers introduced into the Star Wars universe. Now, when the movie first came out, we were introduced to red and blue. Well, more light blue, but that was for visual effects reasons, but red and blue. It wasn't until Return of the Jedi that we got introduced to green. Then the prequels came out, we saw purple, but that was, again, because of Samuel L. Jackson's thing. But there's lore behind purple. Don't worry about it, guys. Besides red, blue, green, purple, we were then introduced later on as the universe and the lore expanded. We got introduced to yellow, white, orange, black. Now to dive down deep into all these colors. Obviously, the red lightsabers are wielded by those who are, part of the dark side, who are, the evil, the passionate, not passionate, let me rephrase that. Basically, the evildoers. Those are the red lightsabers. Think Sidious, Darth Vader, the Inquisitors, Kylo Ren, Dooku, Asajj Ventress, and Kymir from the Acolyte. Now, when we go over to, blue are what's known as Jedi Protectors, that's how my one friend explained it to me. And when you look at the people that wield the blue lightsabers, it kind of tracks. Think Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Kanan, Djarin from Rebels, Rey Skywalker before she got the yellow one. And then you have Ben Solo before he turned into Kylo Ren. Because yes, before he adapted Kylo Ren when he was Ben Solo, he had green lightsabers is the kind of opposite, where you have those who are more in tune with the Force, who would rather use the Force, use the wits, use the cunning abilities to get their way out of a fight. Think of Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, Jackie from the Acolyte, Endora, Kelnaka, and Sabine. Now, when it comes to, there are some Jedis who fall in between that has had both a green and a blue lightsaber, if not at the same time, but separate. Think Kit Fisto, Sakura. Luke went from blue to green, showing from, that reckless, kind of like combat-ready Jedi in training to a well-toned Jedi in tune with the Force. Ezra went from blue to green as well. Again, he was very ambitious, he was young, he was ready to just get out there in the world, and, he was basically down to action. And then when he got the green lightsaber, he was more mature, he learned more to trust in the Force instead of his actions. Another example of someone having both blue and green is Ahsoka Tano. She started with green lightsabers, and after she left the Order, Anakin kept her lightsabers, but in his own words, made them better with improvements, basically turning them blue. Next on our lightsabers list, we have purple lightsabers. Now, for all of you who don't know, purple lightsabers was introduced when Sam Jackson was playing Mace Windu, because he told George Lucas, I'll be in your movie, but can I have a purple lightsaber? Because he wants to be able to point himself out in the movies. Later on, it was established there is lore behind purple lightsabers. So people who are wielders of purple lightsabers, and I just forgot to add somebody on my list. Give me 1 minute. So people who are wielders of purple lightsabers, basically they tap into both the light and the dark side of the Force, without being corrupted by the dark side. So they both use the light and the dark side, both in combat and Force-wise. Users with purple lightsabers are Mace Windu and Venestra from the Acolyte series, and then you have Mara Jade, who is in the Legends story. Another prime example too of a purple lightsaber user is the one that everybody knows from the Old Republic, is Dark Revan. Revan had both a red and a purple lightsaber. Moving on to yellow lightsabers. Now, yellow lightsabers, they're kind of tricky because with the yellow, not tricky. So yellow lightsabers are users who are like Jedi Sentinels, because mainly we see the Jedi Sentinels who are like the bodyguards at the Jedi temples. However, there have been, my count, four accounts where there were people who weren't Sentinels that wield yellow lightsabers. But probably the reason they have these yellow lightsabers is because they carry the Jedi Sentinels kind of personalities. So we have Rey Skywalker, who got a yellow lightsaber at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Yord from the Acolyte wielded a yellow lightsaber as well as Turban from the Acolyte. Now, thanks to the Bad Batch, we found out that Asajj Ventress didn't really die in the Dark Disciples. She was actually alive. How? We don't know. But Asajj Ventress eventually went from red to yellow, because in the Bad Batch, she is shown to have a yellow lightsaber. So cool little, kind of Jedi Sentinel personality there with these four. Another one on the list that we don't see a lot of is orange lightsaber users. Now, orange lightsaber users, I actually had to look into. So the personality around that is that orange lightsaber users are very passionate in their fighting, as well as someone who is connected with the Force, but not really light or dark. They're connected, they're trained, they're honed in by the Force, but they're not defined by if they're light or dark. They're basically a gray Jedi without being a gray Jedi. But yeah, so the known users of orange lightsabers are Baylan Skoll and his Padawan Shin Hati. Another fun fact about orange lightsabers are orange lightsabers, because it's especially towards Shin's lightsaber. Orange lightsabers are indication of a lightsaber crystal bleeding, not all the way bleeding, but partially bleeding. Hence why in some scenes in Ahsoka, you see the lightsabers look like the red or like an orangey red. That's the reason why. Now you may be wondering, wait, what do you mean bleed a crystal? So when it comes to a lightsaber, inside there's a thing called a Kyber crystal, which that is the power source of a lightsaber. It's where they also get, the different colors of it too. Now, in order for Siths and or people who have a red lightsaber, in order for them to get that red lightsaber, they have to have the Kyber crystal bleed. And a way to make a Kyber crystal bleed is you basically put all your negative emotions, your dark side emotions into this crystal. And forcing those emotions into the crystal makes it bleed. We see a great example of this in the Darth Vader comics in the 2018 run. I highly recommend it. You get to see how Vader obtained his red lightsaber. Really cool series. I definitely recommend it. But that is orange lightsabers. The one other character I forgot in Legends, there is, I believe it is Chewbacca's nephew, Lobaka. Also is one of the few rookie Jedis who has a orange lightsaber. But speaking of bleeding crystals, we are going to move on to the white lightsaber users. Now, white lightsabers are very rare, and the way that these lightsabers are obtained is by taking a crystal that was bled and purifying it. And once you purify a bleeded crystal, it becomes white, and then you get a white blade. Now, the only known user we see of a white lightsaber in the shows and the movies is Ahsoka Tano, because Ahsoka goes from green from green to blue to white. To my knowledge, there are no other known users for a white lightsaber. Please let me know in the comments below. There's probably some in Legends. I didn't go too in-depth with it, so that's my apologies. But moving on there, we have the black lightsaber or the dark saber. Now, the dark saber isn't something that a Jedi or a Sith or even someone in between has. A dark saber is what is passed around in the Mandalorians. Now, the darksaber, there's there's some lore with the darksaber. The darksaber is only you can only take it if you win it by trial of combat. And it's said that if you take a darksaber without properly, winning it, it's going to basically cause bad luck. They don't say bad luck, but that's what they implied. It's bad vibes, bad jujubes, like bad things are gonna happen. Now known users of the darksaber are Darth Maul, Din Djarin, Bo-Katan, Pre Vizsla, and Sabine Wren. Now we know that Bo-Katan has had the darksaber in her possession because what's the one guy's name? The villain in the main villain in The Mandalorian season 1 through 3. His name's drawing me a blank, but he basically states that Bo-Katan had it and she lost it. Which if I'm correct, I think she lost it to that main villain, whose again name I am escaping. It's off. Someone can let me know in the comments below. Oh shoot, that was another user too. Was the main villain? Hold on, give me 1 minute. Moff Gideon, that was his name. Which I forgot to add that to my list. Moff Gideon was another user of the darksaber. And it was said that Moff Gideon took it from Bo-Katan, or won it from her. But yeah, so as I stated, I just state the users for the darksaber, the lore behind it. But yeah, guys, that is the lightsabers, lore, and the meanings. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If I missed anything, please let me know. If you want to see any other Star Wars videos, I'd be happy to take suggestions. With that out of the way, guys, I'm Way of the Lock. I'll catch you on the flip side. May the Force be with you.